Welcome back, everybody. 617. Imagine knowing your time on this earth may be running out. Now imagine knowing there is somebody out there who can save you. I want to introduce you to a man, a friend of mine, fighting for his life. A man who hopes you see how easy it is to help the many others dealing with the very same thing he is.
Well, y'all used a lot of ice yesterday, didn't you?
It's a typical Sunday afternoon at the Page home. Mom, Dad, the 4 kids all outside. Got to clean the pool. Kids feed the pig, the goats, make sure the chickens have what they need. Yeah, a little bit of everything out here. Maybe fly around the yard on the scooter as Dad gets something going on the grill, some trampoline time with the pooch. It's all family time, and it is precious because time may be running out.
I may not be here before you know it, and I want you to make sure that that you know that I love you and care for you.
Instead of time out back, Phil Page has been spending a lot of time here, Mary Bird Perkins, and here, the National Institute of Health, the NIH, in Maryland. Back in January, Phil was diagnosed with aplastic anemia.
The body actually recognizes the bone marrow cells as being foreign and has fought off against those cells and actually destroyed his bone marrow.
Of course, bone marrow is where blood cells are produced. Red blood cells that carry oxygen to the body, white blood cells that fight off infection, platelets that clot the blood, stop you from bleeding. None of that is working for Phil. Shortly after his diagnosis, he was accepted to a clinical trial at the NIH. A special horse serum had shown promise in some patients. It didn't work for him. A bone marrow transplant is now the only thing that can cure him. Still, his sense of humor allowed him to talk about what was going on, blog about it. In fact, funny story behind that blog of his.
One of my nephews, when he heard that I had a bone marrow disease, he turned to his mom and he said, "Mom, what's wrong with Uncle Phil's bone marinara?"
So Bone Marinara was born, a way for Phil to keep everybody updated, but more importantly, hopefully, a way to spur people to get involved. The Bone Marrow Registry. Because only 30% of people can find a suitable match for bone marrow in their family, the registry becomes the lifesaver, if they can find a match there. There are only 23 million people registered, and this is a global registry. So this became Phil's mission. While fighting to save his life, he would fight to save others. He would fight to get people registered.
That's what a good friend of mine said. You know, he said, "I'm not doing this for me, I'm doing it for everybody else."
So every day he fights. He quite literally wears that way of life now. It is a fight, it's a struggle, it's overwhelming. But he never once went down that why me road.
I did not spend time on that because I think that's one of the first paths to the depression, the fear, the anxiety.
And he has far too much to live for to focus on that.
I also think about my kids and making sure that they're taken care of, and I have the best wife in the world. It's a great support system. She's been with me for this entire ordeal.
So he comes here to get blood transfusions. Without that bone marrow match, it's the only thing that's keeping him alive right now. But this is where he wants to be, and who he wants to be with. Family. A family dealing with a very uncertain future.
We know the odds aren't that good, but like I said, there's a purpose for this, and I'm going to keep fighting through it, and whatever the outcome, it's going to be a positive.
A lot of fight in that family, a lot of fight in that man, Phil. And there are many just like him fighting to live, and it's so easy to help. Coming up in about 20 minutes, Mayor Kip Holden's going to join us talking about a big push in the capital area to get people on that registry. All it takes, folks, is a few minutes and a Q-tip, and you can be a hero. Save Phil. Save so many others. Diane, it's so easy.
Thank you so much, Matt, and I love that. Every day I fight. Please help him, and you're going to hear more, as Matt said, in about 20 minutes. As far as looking